to recover. Oh, our opponent doesn't know what he's doing. Hello! And we also discard the card so we get the clue. Yes! It was nice. I'm so happy it happened. And that's fine, because I think the mouse is not the biggest deal. Alright, that's fine. That's fine. Our opponent just did some high quality math right there. Hello everyone, it's Sloth here, and today Golgari that I think you will love from the first sight because it absolutely murders discard decks while also being a very good deck against aggro. And I mean, that's kinda the meta, right? With Obstinate Baloth, whenever your opponent forces you to discard a card, instead of discarding a card, you actually cast it for 0 mana, it enters the battlefield on your opponent's turn. That means it has no summoning sickness and it can attack on your turn. So that's crazy swing that I think you've seen in the intro, but man, this is just a start. And on top of this, we have things like Miasma, a lot of removal, and Glissa Sunslayer. So actually, you have so much against aggro that it's very hard for them to kill you. Heist, you will start to appreciate this card because when you steal the best card from your opponent, you cast it against him. Suddenly, he's not in a good spot, especially that you have full information. You know your hand, you know his hand, and you know all the answers between the both players, so you can steal a best play. So the deck is absolutely sweet with Investigator Liliana. You have so much discard and so many clues that it actually provides way more value than you think. And with Bandit talent, I mean, the late game is just pure pleasure, but for you, not for your opponent. But the day wouldn't be the same if we didn't have the absolute legend for today. Salman Islam, thank you man for all the support. I'm so happy that you are enjoying the channel, and thank you for watching daily. And you know what? I think in the first game you will have a lot of interesting plays, so I think you will like this one. And yeah, if you want to become a Patreon legend, don't forget to check out the Patreon and see all the cool perks. I think you might like them, and you are also supporting the channel in a really meaningful way, so thank you for everyone that did this. And with that being said, let's go to the games. I think you will have a lot of entertainment today. Is that a good card against this matchup? They will probably discard this very quickly. I honestly think it's like our opponent is on the play with this stuff. Like it would be too slow. Like it's like in a way 6 turns behind because we are on the draw, right? So we just need something else. And because our opponent plays a discard, we actually want to give him a card because we should steal a discard card. Man, the voice crack is real. I really like this, but it's hard to do damage. So they can Lord Skitter on the next turn. I honestly think we go with Lord Skitter. We give them target for a removal, but that's okay. If they want to go for this, we discard something and then we go from there. That also means... yeah, okay. I was thinking about this lizard as well. It's a very good card. But I think we can outvalue it a little bit. I want the Heist. This doesn't really do anything, right? Do we discard go for the throat? Am I crazy for this? Oh my god, I will regret it so much. But I want my other value. This is probably insanely good draw, man. Alright. We can kill this. Or we can go with Lord Skitter, force their next turn to be removal, then Lord Skitter dies, they attack. We have 1 rat. And then we Hostile Investigator. That's not bad. Alright, go, my lord. My favorite rat noble. Alright. I absolutely calculated. I knew about it. This is the reason I made the play. Man, this is so huge. We actually removed their card advantage, basically. Yep, this one cannot block, so Menace makes sure that the Lord Skitter cannot do anything. That's fine. If they play a land, they have even less cards. Oh, very interesting. Alright. Okay, I think I know. This will be pretty cool. So, we start with Investigator. We don't super care about discarding cards, but we really care about having this in the board so it can provide some clues. And on the next turn we can follow up with Liliana and discard again. getting us another clue. Let's see it. They still need lands, don't forget. Aggro is absolutely amazing, insane, powerful, crazy top deck that I absolutely don't love they just got. Man, this is so brutal. I can get the last card, but that's not good enough. I need to steal some answers because I don't have them. Well, you ain't an answer, my friend. That's for sure. I guess I can sneak some damage, but is this good enough? Probably not. Oh, I can... This forces me to discard a card. Alright, so we get a Baloth. I think we need to just try to be super aggro. I mean, like, super aggro. Oh, I can Offspring. I kind of forgot about it. So it's probably better on the next turn. Alright, we need to make a good plan here. I draw with a clue, I think, on this turn. So I play this, I get the clue, and then I Offspring on the next turn, probably. That also means I probably want to Hostile Investigator, right? Attack. This is risky. They can't trade. I hope they won't. I'm banking on the fact that they really are desperate to discard some cards, because they think it will be good, but it's not. Oh, I can do it now. Man, I'm so good at this game, I'm just learning it as I go. So we go Offspring. Or this is actually so meaningful. Our board for the next turn will be way bigger than our opponent expects. If I can kill this, I can remove Aggro and it will be too slow to recover. Oh, our opponent doesn't know what he's doing. Hello! And we also discard the card so we get the clue. Yes! It was nice. I'm so happy it happened. And with this we can kill the Warlock. That means... And let's get the small one, right? That means Aggro dies even with this hand already. Man, our master plan just worked. They got insane card. And it wasn't enough. Village, so they can go for the Lizard, but it's a lot of mana, right? They need to tap basically, let's say this and this, and then they can still play it on this turn. That's insane. I'm not extremely happy with this, as you can imagine. I think we need to go with this one. However, we got Go for the Throat, which is really good. I definitely will draw a card and see what happens. We can deal damage with the Lizard, so, you know, land is probably not the best play ever, but it does something at least. Let's draw another card and see what happens. Glissa is not nothing. 8 damage, so we need to go for 2-turn lethal. And you want to kill Aggro during opponent's turn always. They might be able to remove Glissa, but then we go with Cottage. And this was so brutal. If they didn't get this into this with perfect mana, we would be Liliana, Ink, Aggro, and then go for the Throat would be free. And yeah, I go like this. Do I care if he draws something, or we just go for the combat phase? We can go to combat phase directly, right? Make them think that they have something they don't. This shouldn't have any kind of protection spells. So sorry man, not roping ya, just trying to, you know, make the optimal plays. You also have 2 cards, so discarding 1 card is a little bit different. Alright. When we kill Aggro, this will trigger. And there's no Offspring, right? So we kill this in response. And now the land enters the battlefield, so we saved 1 damage. Oh, they went with the Offspring. That's fine, that's fine. That will be some damage, but that's it. And as you can see, now this is dead. On the next turn, they can transform it. It will be tapped, so we get 2 free turns of our reign, basically. And I think we need to absolutely pressure them. No time for Glissa, I think. Probably just Smork. We just need to Smork. Let's play the land just because it deals damage. And he's so low that it actually matters a lot. Let's go. Let's go. So, definitely this, and this. This is already a force block, so they need to block one of those. I don't want to attack with the small stuff. Right? They can take 2 hits. If I attack like this... Sorry, I need to think because I think we might force some good trades, but I'm not sure. So, right now they block 1 here, and this is what? 8, 9. So they go this, and then this. This is 5 damage, and they lose this. I mean, they only get 1 good trade. 1 good trade should be good enough, I think. Alright, let's go. Let's go. Is there any difference? They have village, so Lord Skitter should be the play. Alright, this will be really close. For example, if they draw some sweeper, they might play it. I don't think they do. But if they draw a sweeper like Geek's Command, we might actually lose this still. But we're really, really close to winning, and I don't think he has good choices. Oh, okay. Is that really good? Okay, I'll take it. Man, that trades against everything. I absolutely love it. Don't forget, Akrazot will be tapped, so if they activate this, they cannot defend. And this is already like double lethal, and if we draw land, also those 2 small creatures are lethal. So if he blocks Baloth with his top deck, and I draw a single land, I already have lethal. So I'm not sure if that was the best trade, but truth to be told, I think they will lose anyway. Just because of our play at the upkeep, or basically before combat phase. Lord Skitter, a good draw, but not good enough. It provides only 1. Yeah, and the fact that this is tapped is so huge. Because if we removed this with Go for the Throat, like during our turn, he would have already this untapped, I believe. Or maybe even attacking. So yeah, that's good. I think that's game. You know, I don't want to be mean, but the game is over. There is no play. But I'll take my win. Alright. Yeah, if he had any place, I would be okay with this, but he can only highlight this. Like, this is the only option, and doesn't matter. Alright, let's sit. We're on the draw. We have some cut down, so I think we should be fine. If we can get to Miasma, we should be able to sweep the board, because we know what's going on. And let's start with the Marsh, shall we? Our opponent should know that we have something. I won't cast cut down yet. I want him to pump it. He doesn't have too many cards, so let's see the damage. Here it comes. Alright, that's already some damage. So Monstrous Rage is +3, +1, right? So it makes it 4-2. So it's above cut down. Yeah, let's go. Let's see if he has another one. I think he does. But that will be a lot of cards. By the way, we played the land this game. We are already in the end game, basically. Yep, the perfect draw is there. So that will be potentially 10 damage, if they want to sacrifice. I don't really think it's worth it. Alright, the Heist. That's not bad. Alright, let's take 1 card. I don't think it's worth to gift here. We want to make sure that there's no good follow-up. They kinda do the same thing here. We don't have artifacts, so I think we go with the Rage, because it can prevent, you know, the death of Scamp in a way, because they will get the Detective. And they top-decked a Swift Spear, something we really didn't want to see. Well, this is definitely perfect for our opponent. How much damage is it? 12 for red. Well. I wish. Yep, they go for it. So at this point, it's close to GG, but I think we can recover. So we can go Liliana, but she dies to what? I honestly think Glissa is better, right? They don't play lightning strikes. So I think with this it's a little bit better, and then we go with Baloth and we live game, and that should be the game. I think we won this. Even with this absolutely insane opening, man. So 1 top deck to rule them all. Is that good enough? I don't think it is. Glissa is an absolute brick. Well, 1 card. how many decisions there can be. Alright, that means they do absolutely nothing this turn. That's great, that's great. I think we go with Baloth, because that's super strong here. 4 life is basically all we need, and with Liliana we can make sure that we get, you know, card advantage and basically every advantage. Yep, so we could go with Miasma and kill the creature. That's not bad, but we also don't need to do it, right? So I think I will try to get the card. No, we go with this. This is guaranteed value. Even though we have this, we don't need it right now. And I will play Cottage for faster refill. That's fine. They will only get a small creature, and that's why I didn't want to discard, because that's probably an instant, so they just play it in response. And now we can actually... it's not artifact, right? I never remember this one. Yeah, I think we just go with Baloth. Let's get those lethals, slowly but surely. This will be very hard for him to go through. Our opponent is, you know, resilient, but man, this turn 2 opening was insane. They dealt like 15 damage with a single creature, but that was not enough. So, do we play land? I don't think we do, because we have other plays. Let's go for this. Let's give a card to our opponent, because we are a nice player. I don't think there will be much value with this. I think they drew an instant because they're good at magic, indeed. And yeah, I'm alright. I'll take your slick shot. I'll take it. It's a discard. And now we go for +1 so we can get rid of the waste. That forces him to attack on the next turn, and he doesn't want to do it. And I mean, let's attack with this. I'm pretty sure he wants to trade. This creature dies on the next turn, so if we trade, we give him basically free value. And the window is closing. The explosion is closer and closer. Our friend is probably at the, you know, at the end game, basically. That's it. They might have Felonious Rage from the top. Oh, no. Well, that's not perfect then. I mean, and this is how we roll. This will be a lot of damage. I definitely go this and this, and I think that's it. We don't need more damage than this. I also want the food token. Is there any difference? I really don't think there is, but they might be playing 1 goblin. Some versions play 1 goblin, and they need instants in the graveyard. Yep, and our opponent needs to kill us from 7 through Glissa and Slickshot, so that's an explosion. That's it. 2 cards. They know. They already know. They need to make a peace with it. Alright. Well, that was kinda scary, but not good enough. Right, so we can swing all, and that should be enough to win the game already. Right, because they can only block 1, so it's 8 damage already. Full swing. And let's go for instant. That's it, that's it. This is also a force block, right? They need to block 1 creature, kill 2nd creature, and it has to be Cottage, because otherwise they die anyway. When you are on the draw with no 1-drop, you kinda know. Man, I have 1-drop, but it doesn't remove creatures. Still, we got some value. And what is the value? So it's a mouse deck. It could be Boros, but it seems it's just mono-red. Alright, go for the fruits is absolutely amazing. Don't forget prowess triggers, you know, until end of the turn. So if they tap fully mana and play another one, we are fine with it. Okay, this went directly into combat phase. That means we don't need to waste anything, because we are getting juicy 2-for-1 against prowess creatures, which is amazing. This is exactly... But you need to read, you know, you need to read the priority for this, because if they played this and they have a stop before combat phase, that means the game asked them to play a land, and they have one. And if they go to combat, then they attack, you know that they had the choice. And then they can play the land after combat phase and keep 1 mana instant, and then your plan fully fizzles and you lose the game. So we cannot prevent it. Instead, we got a juicy 2-for-1 against one of the best creatures. So they need to start over. Slick shot. I need lands. Okay, this is extremely good draw. Because they cannot afford to not play creatures unless they have more sleek shots. Then they can keep plotting. Alright, good. Good, good, good. I think we go 1 for 1. This is for sleek shot. I probably need one more land. So they have an instant, but it's not Felonious Rage. I'm pretty sure of it. This is nice, but very, very slow. Very, very slow. We could go Investigator, but I feel that it might be too slow. I think we are going like this. It is slow indeed, but we can go for the throat, and this is the only play we can make. And it also makes the Investigator better, because if you catch the last card, it's way better. And even last 2 cards, usually they are both instants that pump. I mean, decisions. Yep, that was the card they were thinking about with the Swift Spear. We don't level up, so they should know that, you know, there's something there. And is that the turn for Sleek? Oh, the double Sleek shot. So I think we lost. Because we... Okay, I think we won. Listen, standard, alright? Standard. So if I tap during any turn, I lose immediately. So that's fun. That means we need to keep all of this, and it will be so hard to catch them with cut down. I cannot even Glissa because she cannot block anything, so extremely awkward situation. I can use 1 mana, but that's it. I need more lands, man. Right now our opponent is basically playing 2 mana a turn, it just is invisible, you know? And when you have double Sleek Shot, it means that whenever your opponent taps, you win. Because even like 2 pump spells is probably like, you know, 14 damage or something. So that's kinda insane. I'm not sure if I want... Okay, I think I actually want to play like this. He can protect it probably. And that's fine, because I think the mouse is not the biggest deal. Alright, that's fine. That's fine. Our opponent just did some high quality math right there. And they will start to take damage right now. If I can catch this, they're in full top deck mode right now. They can still equip, so this will be 3-4 damage already, but then we double go for the throat and they have kinda nothing. I will go with this play, just because they're at full mercy of random top deck. And if they play anything, that means no equip, so it's not as big damage. Let's see, how good you're at Magic. We tapped out. We deserve to lose. Oh, yeah, I have Bandit's talent. This is my talent. See, Investigator cast in the right moment is absolutely devastating to those decks, because they really need this final burst, and if you can mess it up with, like, you know, this card, they just don't have enough. So, you're telling me that in 2 hands I had 1 land both. Well, thank you, Shuffler. I think I will lose this one. Alright, I'm sorry. I'm just taking the most expensive card out. Akrazot is way more versatile just because it can create card advantage. This one can also with this card, but I don't think it will happen. Alright, still, what are you? So, Rat deck. What are you doing? Combat this card. Alright, that's fine. Oh, the Marsh Stalker. The absolute menace. The most scary rat ever. So we have to go into Miasma on the next turn probably. It doesn't exile, right? Yep. Now let's go with Ruthless Negotiation. Our opponent has very strong opening. Insanely strong opening. However, at the same time, well, Cutdown absolutely doesn't do anything, so good call, my friend. I'm playing this one because I might draw a swamp for the next turn, so that means I don't need to pain for Liliana or Miasma. Alright, I'll be honest, this is really good for us. I fear that he will cast 3-drop, which has 3 toughness, and Miasma doesn't hit it. This is actually amazing, and indeed, we won't pain ourselves. So let's go. And this is why you played the Miasma here. What are you? So he has a cut down. He just gave this information. One of those cards is a cut down. The other one can be a rat, right? Looks bad. Man, this board looks so much better than the previous board. I wish he discarded the card from me. Somehow. Vermins are cool, but as you can see, on alone they don't really do much. And I love this board. I have to say, they did amazing job with this board. It's just so, wholesome. I love it. I could play every game on this. I just wish there were some animations. Like, this was such a cool feature. So, what do we go for? Next turn could be Akrazot. Yeah, I think we go with Baloth, right? I can also go with Liliana because they don't have good ways. Yeah, and -1 is wasted. They don't really have good ways of removing Liliana because then they don't really have anything with haste. And one rat can trigger all of those Marsh Stalkers, so we need to keep the board clear, which might be really hard. So I assume another rat on... Oh my god, thank you, thank you. That's huge. Okay, we go like this. We go like this. Is that Baloth?
We all have things we'd rather forget.
This is so good, but I think we should be able to finish the game with Akrazot, most likely. Oh, I shouldn't do it. It should be Bandit's turn, but I like the card too much. And now we go Hostile Investigator to keep them in full top deck mode. Even if that's a removal, they still don't have cards. Man, they had the rat. The tap land got absolute... Oh man, the tap land destroyed them. They had this. I mean, I wouldn't be able to remove it. Yeah, this is so brutal. And I'm so happy I went with Bandit cards. We don't discard anything, but there is a lot of value otherwise. Let's level it up for extra damage. It will deal a lot of damage during the game. It can be like 6 or 8 damage in total, we'll see. Or probably 4 to 6, but it's a good deal. You will see the lethal really speeding up. They have the value in the deck, so yep, a single draw and you can see already a big difference. But we have Liliana ready for this one. So we kill this with Liliana. We could draw more cards, but we don't need to. We are going for the lethal because we have capacity. Rats won't come from behind. Like, they already are so behind that they cannot recover against Akrazot and Investigator. This is a game. Even if they play something, the point is they need to attack and get those Marsh Stalkers. If they cannot, they just don't have the card advantage they need. Well, Golgari is in a nice place, isn't it? I wanted to use Baloth for such a long time, so I'm so happy that finally we have standard that this is the card. Before we go into the deck, I just wanted, as usual, to say huge thank you for all the Patreon members. Thank you guys for supporting the channel, and yeah, just for being super cool. Thank you. And yeah, about this deck, I really like the combination of being a discard deck itself, ourselves, while also having Baloth against other discards. This is the card that lets you give some strategic advance, sorry, not advance. Advantage. You have seen in the games that we can plan for what our opponent will do and just discard this card, and suddenly the whole game shifts into your direction. And I think this is something super satisfying. You plan ahead for 2 or 3 turns and there's this final moment where you just win the game because you played nicely. I think this is something, this deck has over a lot of other decks. With Heist and Talent, the deck is also extremely fun to play. You can steal stuff from your opponent. You can not only hurt them, but just kill them with their own win con. Like, imagine stealing Shordets and this stuff. This is extremely annoying card for your opponent, and I've learned to appreciate it. Honestly, I usually give the card with this one, just because if you can remove the best card of their hand, and basically you draw the best card of their hand, the swing in value in both hands is kinda huge, and you don't need to pay extra mana for it. It's just a draw, and very often the card they will draw is a land, so suddenly they didn't really get too much value, and if they get extremely good card, you just steal it. If they get below average card, you just ignore it and steal something else, and you are ahead. The mana cost is pretty steep, so that's why you have the mana base skewed into one direction. I have to say that the Feathers Knight, let's call it this way, I wasn't super impressed. I think Akrazot is honestly better just because of how resilient the card is. Lifelink, extremely useful for recovering, especially against the red decks that have this fling thing. So they don't need to attack you even. That means you need to lifelink and just get to 8-10 life, just before they can draw their stuff. This one doesn't do it. The toughness is nice with Miasma because you can basically ensure that this is a hard sweeper that only kills your opponent creatures. So the interaction is super sweet, and Ward with discarding a card seems to be fitting the deck perfectly. However, I think I still prefer Akrazot, at least in this deck, just because of how powerful the card is and how resilient it is. They will invest 2 cards to get rid of this. Here, well, 2 cards is just a start. So yeah, I really enjoyed this deck. I think it has decent, matchup on the ladder against most of the decks, and it feels powerful, and it also feels super, super fun. So yeah, if you like Golgari and not in a full control version and more of a mid-range version, while being mostly controlish one, I think this is your hit. And Glissa is one creature that completely wins the board on her own, so even if you have less creatures, your creatures are just simply better. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and thank you for watching. As always, you are absolutely awesome, and just a huge thank you for sticking until the end and watching daily. It seems that the channel is absolutely exploding lately, so yeah, I'm just lost for words, but thank you guys. I'm really happy it's going this way. So yeah, let's go into the games. Thank you guys for watching, and see you tomorrow.